Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
And now we're gonna go to the next speaker, and we're gonna her name is Rebecca Hagerfors, and she's an artist and a mystic, and she's based in Österlen in south of Sweden. She will share some glimpses of her spiritual journey through creativity, and she aims to inspire you through her own calling. And I can also say about Rebecca that I've been visiting her sometimes, and she makes the most amazing paintings. They are so beautiful, and they are really touching a spiritual path, I would say. It's like when you look at them, you feel something growing inside. It's like the heart is awakening. So I leave to Camilla. I leave to Rebecca. There are so many names here now, so I'm getting confused. But Rebecca, feel welcome to share. We're going to unmute you first. We are unmuting you first. There.
Thank you, Tor. I want to start by sending gratitude to you and to Amrita for holding this space. I know it's been a lot of work, and thank you for bringing us together. Yeah, I'm gonna talk a bit about my own journey through creativity and also through nature, what it is, Amrita, Aita, that you talked about before. When I was a kid, I was always drawing, I was painting, I was creating, I was doing something. And I always also had a calling within, knowing of something greater, but that I couldn't see in the outer world, in the grown-ups and in the world around me. And when I finished high school, I wanted to leave Sweden in the conformed space that I found it was. I wanted to expand and explore my and I studied graphic design and illustration. I wanted to become a painter, but they said that you couldn't survive on that, so you need a proper job. So that's why I aimed for graphic design. And after that degree, I moved to London, and this is a start of it's not the start of a journey, but it is a vital point. Oh, here is a big tractor. I also built a house. So if my dog starts barking, I have a huge working van outside right now. So we'll see what happens. Life is an adventure. Living in London, I was sitting on the tube. I'm sorry, it's a lot going on. This is so fun. The creative universe, right? He's moving a lot of big stones, beautiful, giving me gifts like these big stones. Thank you. I was sitting on a tube with my portfolio, and my palms were sweating because I was on a way to a meeting on Piccadilly with a big creative director in one of the largest advertising firms in the world. And that type of a meeting never happened, and especially not for a newly graduated youngster as I was. And I came into that large lobby with a secretary typing behind this beautiful bouquet of flowers in the far end corner. And I'm like, hi, I'm here to see David. And she said, okay, Rebecca, please have a seat. So I went into the other side of the lobby. It was just empty. I sat down with my portfolio, waiting, expecting this large man with black suit and black glasses and terrifying look coming down the stairs. But after a while came a slender man in a brown suit. Hi, are you Rebecca? He said, and I said, yes. Let's get out of here, he said. And we went to a pub close by to have a coffee, and he looked through my work and after that, he sat in silence and he looked up to me and said that I could give you a position here tomorrow. You would need to work day and night for a position here, and you would have more money than you ever could spend because you would have no time in doing so. In your work, I can see so many stories that wants to come out. And once he said, I was like you and I chose this. But if I would choose again, I would choose myself. And he gave me his business card and say, if you ever, want to come in contact, or if you want the job, give me a ring. But I never met that man again because he said it's exactly what I needed to hear. And so I found myself on the plane back to Sweden again, in search for my stories. And the search has been going on since then. It's been many years now. And when you start searching for your stories, you go deeper and deeper and deeper into deeper wells and releasing. And there is a well. And that's my work now. I'm sharing some of my creative abundance from the garden today. So go into that creative essence within everything, and all of us have that connection. All of us have that root seed of the creative force within us. And I have developed my way of painting. It's a way of prayer, or I'm holding the space for the creative energy to come through, so I don't control it in my mind. And that's a big thing to release, to the control of what's coming through, and also the surrender. And I believe that all of us have our set of tools that we are here to share, to develop, and to up level, if you upgrade, to use for the world, for creation of the new world, to raise the vibrations. Because you can use creativity as, if I would work with clients if I would create a logo for a business company or something, I would be leveling into that type of frequency, or another type of organization for political reasons, or that creative energy is in so many layers. But my aim and my focus is this: I want to become a clear channel, and that is my practice, everyday practice, even though I don't have the time always to paint. But I wanted to share, and hopefully glimpses of my story would encourage you that's listening on your own. Many of you have already found your own stories, or you maybe have, hear a whisper in your heart, like encouraging you, please have a look at this. And the first thing is to start listening and to say yes to that journey. And like Aita said before as well, it's a big journey and never ending. It's a continuous growth process, and it's beautiful. It's like a never ending unfoldment of a flower. And the more of us doing that work, we're helping each other. So I believe that as many of us tuning into our creative source, the highest level of our creative source, we will level up, the environment and the society just by doing so. So it's to step into that determination. I am going to do this. I am going to focus my creative force and find my path, because my path is not your path. You have your own path that you need to find and start walking on. And none of us can ever know where the path is taking us. And that is also part of the journey to surrender. For me, myself, I am also in my new built house, Tor. I'm in my house, in my studio, coming to this place a couple of years ago. I didn't have enough money in doing so, but coming to this place of land is like, it was like I was going to build a temple, a place for the studio, and people said, but you don't have the means in doing so. But it was the sense of knowing, because as you develop. I'm not saying that everyone is going to build houses, but it is in knowing when you have the guidance that it's based on knowing, not in the mind. So because I knew I'm going to have a house and a studio here, I'm sitting in it. It's a miracle. Is to follow the guidance. And before last week, I did another call before, you know, we had to record this video in case we were ill or something happened, all right? And when doing that, I wasn't where I am today. So we're always shifting our personalities and always, you know, evolving and expanding. Last week, I went to, into a conference in Sardinia, and I knew that I felt I'm also here to receive a gift. And that gift was that a woman held up a mirror to me in my work. She didn't know that she was doing that, but I just realized what the paintings that I've been painting several years back ago told me today. So right now, I'm not up for art exhibition. I just want to go into the channel and to channel the information that wants to come through. And it's about that surrender, not knowing. You can have a thought of the process, but to trust and to surrender to the creative force, so you're not controlling it. Because if you are to work with that, always surrender and to focus, have the focus and linearing in doing so. And ask for the guidance, ask for the divine guidance, and pause and listen. And you don't have to, I don't paint all the time because I need stillness. I need to have my energy fully loaded in to be able to go into that space. So it's okay to just rest and listen as well, and not have fixed ideas about the outcome, because the outcome might be far greater than you ever could imagine. And it is also about that growing process of human beings as we are. And there is more levels and energy centers in the body. And I've started working, I've been working with this for many years, I know, but I've just realized what I've been working on for many years. So for me, it's just, I just started. But it's a continuous growing, and it's about having fun, because spirit and nature are having fun with you, right? So having fun in the process, and to listen and to see the beauty in it, you know, each other, and to share, and to trust that we have that. No one can give you the guidance that you need on your journey. They can be mirrors, but you have to walk your journey yourself. No one has got the tools that you have or the story that you have to develop your story. So it's about finding the juicy path that is yours. Yeah, I think I have a bit, I was a bit confused with I think I got some big, more beautiful stones right now. So I was a bit confused in the beginning. I think I might have lost something, but I don't know.
Thank you.
Do you want to
Rebecca.
give me something, Tor?
I am very touched by that moment you were sharing about in England, because I believe many of us are faced with that decision. Are we going for money, or are we going for our highest call? And what do we trust? Do we trust that we can manage if we follow our call, or do we mistrust and go for what we know may bring financial security, and, as you said, a lot of time and stress, and working for someone else for something that you may like, but it's not your complete passion. And that is such a deep message to all of us, that how can we follow the calling within? And yeah, You want to share something?
Yeah, it was something that I was thinking of sharing as well. It's about that what you were just talking about, Tor, because to work in complete trust and surrender, it is a danger to also depend on that calling for money, because as soon as money comes into the equation, and let's say I should start, I need to survive. This is timer for this call. If I would need to survive on selling my paintings, I need to do it in a business, and to do it in a, and it's easy to fall back into the old traditional patterns. So for me, it's I have always also got another degree, so I'm working as a counselor for kids in school as a way of service, right? So I have that as a base of an income, because if you feel like, okay, I'm going to go for this, I'm going to go for my calling, but depend on the money, then it's easy to confuse it with the other energies that is not for the highest. If you understand
I can, yeah, I can see that.
yeah.
We may fall into the doing part again, that we need to do instead of instead of expressing our creativity from within, which is totally different from I must do something for earning something. Yeah, and it is a deep trust that we need to develop, and also we need to be on top of things in a way that how can we be inventive, huh? How can we be creative? So we find ways, and when we find these ways, suddenly a flow comes in, and then we see more and more that we can trust our way and that it's supported.
It's about that asking and surrendering, because the answer might come, through the newspaper or during the dreams, or it can come in various forms.
Yeah, so to be alert. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It was a pleasure having you with us, and I hope you will be able to stay and share with us. Thank you for that beautiful painting in the background also. Okay. We're gonna go on to the next